Hello everyone, I hope everybody's doing well and welcome to another episode of the Fragrance Specialist. Today we'll be reviewing a fragrance from the house of Elizabeth Arden, and that is green tea. So, some quick background information about this scent. This scent was released back in 1999, and the nose behind this fragrance is Francis Kurkdjian. So let's start off ahead with the presentation for this scent. Here's the box. In the front it says Elizabeth Arden green tea, and you have a picture of a leaf right here. This is the 100 ml. Towards the back, the same design but in a different color. We have green on the other side, and the same leaf, but there's a actual gap in the box. Interesting design. And on the side we have some information. At the very bottom you have your barcode and other relative information, and it says made in the USA. In terms of the bottle itself, here's the bottle. Quite similar to the box in terms of the shape. In the front you have Elizabeth Arden and some writing towards the bottom. It says the name of the fragrance and in the toilet. Nothing going on the top. At the very bottom you've got a sticker with some information, and here's the cap. Just a tip for you guys: when you want to take off the cap, try to open it from the side. So hold it from the side, because the cap is a little bit fragile, and just to make sure you don't break the cap, since the cap is like a little bit of like a weak plastic. So just in case, to avoid breaking your cap. Another thing I want to mention about this scent, that the sprayer is a little bit insufficient in my opinion, and really gives a bad look to the bottle. However, the spray does work efficiently and does give you a good distribution. Alright everyone, so now let's talk about the fragrance itself. So the main of course for this scent are green, citrus, aromatic, fresh, spicy, and fresh. In terms of the notes, this fragrance has plenty of notes. I'll try my best to talk about all the notes, but let's go ahead and single out the notes that are listed on the Fragrantica website. So in the top notes we have rhubarb, mint, orange peel, bergamot, and lemons. In the mint notes we have carnations, musk, jasmine, oak moss, and amber. And also we have a note called fennel. In the base notes we have caraway, cloves, and celery seeds. Okay, so what do you get from green tea by Elizabeth Arden? Now, just some quick information about the scent before we start with the top notes. How did I discover this scent? Well, I really wanted to expand my spring cologne collection, and every time I go on a website I always see this fragrance in front of me, whether it's advertisements or generally on YouTube. I always find this fragrance everywhere I go. So I tried this fragrance and I really liked it, and as the name implies, it is reminiscent of green tea. And one thing I really found interesting about this scent, that this scent is the nose behind this fragrance, or the perfumer, is Francis Kurkdjian. And Francis Kurkdjian is well known to make iconic perfumes, and this fragrance is no exception. This truly is an iconic fragrance in my opinion, and it's quite underrated, and not a lot of people are aware of the scent. But really, guys, I really recommend this scent, and we'll talk about this more in depth after we review the notes for the scent. So, in the top notes, the main prominent notes you would find in this scent are bergamot, lemons, and the orange peel, also additional to the rhubarb. So, as soon as you spray this cologne, you will immediately notice that beautiful combination of limes, bergamot, and lemons. Very fresh start, and it has a lot of zestiness in it. Very refreshing right from the start. And the green tea note, as mentioned, it's prominent throughout the entire scent. And I must say, this is one of the best green tea notes I've smelled in a perfume before. And there's a very similar cologne to this fragrance, and it's by the Body Shop, and it's called Green Tea. There's a lot of similarities to this scent, but in my opinion, I think this fragrance, the green tea fragrance, is much better than the green tea offered by the Body Shop. But they're quite similar. So if for some reason you cannot really get green tea by Elizabeth Arden, I highly recommend you to get green tea by the Body Shop. But I bet you that you can definitely get this fragrance easily, either at your local mall or online. So once you overcome the bergamot lemons, you definitely smell the orange peel smell. Now the orange peel, it's quite different than the orange note itself, because the orange fruit itself, has the characteristics of like juicy and sweet. However, when you smell an orange peel has more of a green smell to it, and you definitely get that green orange peel smell. Definitely get that. In terms of the rhubarb, you do get rhubarb in this scent. And for those who don't know what is rhubarb is like a sort of, it has it's very difficult to describe rhubarb, but it's like it's very difficult to describe it, but it has a profile of like a leather, sweet leather smell, but not really. But you can always go online and read more about the note of rhubarb. And that's pretty much what you get in the top notes. And moving to the middle notes, we have carnations, musk, jasmine, amber, and fennel. Now I'm not sure if I get fennel in the scent, but definitely you get that oak moss. And in terms of the carnations, I'm not really sure about the carnations. Obviously, carnations are a form of flowers, but I really don't get that carnation smell. And as I mentioned, this scent is really prominent on that green tea smell. This fragrance was really designed, it's one of those scents that are designed to make you calm and actually has a purpose. This scent, and I will mention this once I finish the dissection of the notes for this scent. So moving on to the base, we have caraway, cloves, and I believe coriander. No, celery seeds, yeah. So let's start with celery seeds. I'm not quite sure if I actually get that note, because it's very difficult to for a seed to have a smell. So I really don't get notes in the fragrance. However, I do get that caraway. And just a note for you guys, whenever a fragrance has a sort of like a powdery feel towards the end, you definitely know that this scent contains caraway. And excuse me. And caraway is known to always have this profile. For example, La Nuit de l'Homme by YSL. This scent does have a very prominent note of caraway because it has like a powdery smell to it all the time. So that's caraway in the fragrance. In the composition of a fragrance, caraway always has a powdery smell to it. Okay, so now we have finished the dissection of the notes, and now let's talk about why you should buy this scent. Now, the price point for this scent is extremely affordable. You can pay about $20 for this scent. It should not exceed $20 in my opinion, so $20 and below. It's a very nice scent. It's accessible. You can pretty much get it everywhere. And it really is a very simple yet complex fragrance. What I mean by that, there's a lot of notes in the fragrance and it smells really nice. And going back to what I mentioned at the start of the video, the interesting thing about this fragrance is the perfumer. I very recently knew that Francis Kurkdjian is the perfumer behind this scent, and it made complete sense to me since this fragrance really smells beautiful. It's a fresh, natural smelling fragrance. It's complex, and all of these characteristics are well known when it comes to Francis Kurkdjian, because he always makes fragrances with a purpose. And Francis Kurkdjian also has to know the fragrance before he proceeds with the manufacturing of the perfume. So definitely I was not surprised when I knew that Francis Kurkdjian was the person behind the scent. So this scent is a very nice scent. The overall opinion of this scent is a very nice scent, and just a few issues with the bottle, as I mentioned, like the cap and the sprayer. Hopefully they will be fixed, but it's not a big deal. Once you know how to handle the bottle and you get used to it, it won't be an issue. And in terms of the longevity and projection for this scent really is meant for you to wear it in your own time rather than like outside and stuff like that, because it's a very it's a close skin scent, and the projection is mild, so it's a fragrance for you to wear. And that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the review for this scent. If you have any questions, please comment below, and have a nice day.